Hey everyone, welcome to Fight Legends Media. I'm Sean here with Smurf from Money Match Gaming. We're here playing the Fight Legends demo, playable for any Bloody Faces NFT holder. That's our early access NFT. Allows you early access to this game demo and a whole bunch of other cool perks you can learn more about through Discord. So make sure to check out fightlegends.io for more info there. And as you can see, we're just testing out some of the new moves. I also, last dev update, Smurf, we were talking to Disley about how he actually does have a little bit of a version of the wall kick in there. So that's something to kind of... Oh! Did you just pull it off right then? There you go.
Yeah.
On cue, like we planned it out. Look at that, baby. Cut. Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, there's that cool off the wall kick, and then there's some cool kick reactions for when Ross gets hit into a wall. That's they're updating that. He does a little bounce off, which looks real nice. And just overall smoothing things out as we work towards getting another playable character in here. Of course, we've got Nyx, which is our first female character, has extendable limbs on one side of her body, so it's going to make for very interesting technique. Certainly a zoner style, trying to keep people away with that long range, so it'll be real interesting once she gets into the demo for us all to play and take sides on, so that'll be fun.
Yeah,
the patented switch throw. We've been hitting that a lot, practicing that. There's going to be several others moves of different kinds, from kicks to just aerial jumps that will allow us to switch from one side to the other, which is huge, especially for certain players on the team. But I love the wall kick and that sort of thing, which were inspired by the real life karate combat, which Ross Levine is a IRL athlete for, and the 2021 Rookie of the Season. So that's always very cool to see some of those real life techniques they're known for implemented into the real game. And we've got tons more coming in that realm. We've got Bob Sapp coming into the game. He's for sure going to have like the pile driver or the power bomb. We've got Shannon Briggs coming in with his cannon punches, maybe to the body. Who knows? All kinds of cool things, all kinds of cool alpha coming soon as far as the character development goes. Yeah, but again, Nyx is our first female character, not based on an IRL athlete, but it's going to be a very cool zoner style, and we look forward to having her in there. And if you catch our dev updates, you're seeing those updated the concept art all the way to the early animations, and they're looking great. So definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah. I just feel like things just are ever changing, constantly progressing with the game. So
absolutely.
nice to see that.
Yeah. And we just dropped a video you can check out on YouTube, especially if you're seeing this. It's already up and going. That there's a hidden little gem in there for a huge project we're working on, looking to drop very soon. We're looking to get everyone in the community involved and really get the Fight Legends name out there. So definitely search for that. And, again, like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Make sure you're in our Discord, and you're for sure going to catch wind of all the big news coming up.
Awesome.
Yeah. Big additions to the team coming. Yeah, exactly. I know you're in there.
Yeah, always following the tweets.
Yeah.
Trying to catch any information I want. I like to be early to games and stuff like that. I'm usually, if I don't get to play a game day one when it comes out in the blockchain space, I'm still paying attention to it. I'm like right on it. I'm just like, okay, when works best for me. But I love to be early, end up on things. There's just so much happening all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's the name of the game when it comes to not just enjoying the industry, but actually, since we're so very early still, investing in the industry and making sure you get the most out of it, especially before the U.S. starts clamping down.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I was just seeing I don't even know. I feel like this next upcoming clamp down thing, like the executive order Biden says is going to be we knew like I think it was like the FBI or something like that, or whatever branch got like supposed to be working on cryptocurrency cases and stuff like that, like last time around. But I feel like this next one, partially my feelings like this are coming partially from like crypto.com recently released some stuff where they said that, and like other companies have been doing similar takes, but they said that if you are in certain jurisdictions and you have like a loan out with them, because I guess they allow loans and stuff like that, then they wanted you to try to pay that loan by March 15th, which I believe is like, I can't remember if the Biden executive order is on like the 16th or the 15th. I think it might be the 15th.
Okay.
But that like coincides like pretty accurately with this executive order. And I know for the longest, loans and like the, lending has been taken an eye from the government. The government's been having an eye on loaning and lending and stuff like that in cryptocurrency and DeFi, which is wild because it's like one of the most successful areas that has like the least issues. Like,
that's true.
I'm like, there's like really like not a lot of like like things like Aave and stuff like that. Once they're up and go, they just like we've had the other DeFi applications that are like rug pull or this and that and whatever the fuck. But that's like an area that doesn't really seem to be bothered very much. Like it's like kind of exists and it's doing great. But I'm also not surprised that like what are banks worried about?
I was going to say, it's more that sounds dangerous to the banks, not to consumers, where they are hitting exchanges, which are probably the biggest potential consumer pitfall, for people that are come into it, ape into the industry without knowing too much, so I think not that, what they're doing is going to be at all helpful. That remains to be seen, and I'm pessimistic, but we'll see.
Yeah, which you just said there. They're also working on something in that regard, where there's also the government's pushing out crypto education is coming up.
Yep.
So I just read something where they're like also working on pushing out a lot of crypto education and informing people more so about cryptocurrency investing, more so on the side of like how not to get yourself wrecked, I guess. But that's really important. I feel like most people, like when you jump into crypto, it's like, yes, I see the numbers and stuff like that. But then like, a lot of people are like also really skeptical and like slow to move. And it's because you don't want to get wrecked. And like, yes, that's really important. And that keeps a lot of people away because they hear the horror stories. But just the fact that the government's taking an eye on that and they're moving toward that. I'm like, you should have been doing that years ago. We just had like I just read something else where Kathy Wood from Ark Invest like was saying, like we just had like the biggest historical misallocation of funds where people are losing all this money left and right and stuff like that. And at a crazy time, because, not just the United States economy, but like the world's economies are like, struggling and people are misallocating funds. You got stuff where people are coming through and they're talking about like, I see the Money Match Gaming's Discord, but then recently we had somebody stay at my house and this guy's got like, he's got like a place in New York. He's got a place in upstate New York. He's got a place in Italy. He's got all these things, and I was like, "Oh, you have any cryptocurrency and stuff like that?" Because he saw I was making money with crypto, and he's like, I was like, "Oh, I have some Dogecoin, some SHIB, some this and that." I'm like, "Okay, well, what about Bitcoin and Ethereum, bro?" And he's like, "Oh, I have a little bit of Bitcoin. I have no Ethereum." I'm like, "You bought Dogecoin and SHIB before you bought Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's a misallocation on like the highest level. Like you should get the bread and butters, like like especially Bitcoin." But like I'm like he had a little there, but like that's just wild to me. And he's not the only place where I see that type of statement from. Throughout the Money Match Gaming Discord, whenever we have people that come through and they're like asking me questions about stuff, they're like, "Yeah, I have some Doge." I'm like, "All right, well maybe you should like, like I can't give you financial advice, but like move that, or even if you want to hold that Doge, you can put it into DeFi and be earning something off of your Dogecoin daily."
Yeah,
like,
for
well,
sure.
I have to sell it. I have to sell it on Robinhood first. And I'm like, that's not Dogecoin, then. That's an IOU.
What? Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. But that's like the type of misinformation that people have about stuff. Where they're like, "No, I have crypto though," and it's like, "No, you don't. You have an IOU from somebody,
right?
And you can never obtain that."
Yeah. What is it, like 60 to 80% of your portfolio in Ethereum and Bitcoin is what a lot of people, I would say, that's the range people suggest.
Yep. Yeah. I feel like oftentimes that's it. And like usually when people say riskier assets or investments, it's usually like 1 or 2% into something risky, like riskier. Then like, okay, but like don't do any more than that. I'm like, but most people my age or younger are like Doge, and I'm like, it happens. Learn about it, economics.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking to athletes all the time as part of the project, and that's one of the ones they know. It's out there. They've done a good job at branding and marketing. So, absolutely.
Yep. Memes and the internet.
Yeah.
Fun times. I was just thinking I need to start doing some spaces of my own. Like probably not like I'll mention Money Match Gaming and stuff like that in them some if people can come through. But just something where I know before you were popping in when I would do like little morning segments on like D Live, and I would just cover like my version of Around the Blockchain. Just like I don't really have any guests or anything like that, but I'm going through different. It was more like, to me, it was more like blockchain news, because I would cover little segments and talk about the economy and actual economics of different like types, and different blockchain projects and gaming projects and all this different stuff, and then get different content creators ask opinions on it as well by watching their content, instead of it just being from my lens. But I want to do something similar to that, where I do it on Spaces though, and kind of I've been noticing it was like Altcoin Daily. I'm sure have you heard of them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've heard of Altcoin Daily. They're pretty big in the space.
Yeah.
But they had a tweet the other day where they're like, they asked people something about like cryptocurrency and like how they felt about the market or whatever. I forget the specifics of the tweet. But most people sentiment that came through all in comments and stuff like that were like they just didn't really seem to understand cryptocurrency.
Right.
And like they're which was just like wild. Like it seemed like most of the people that commented on the post were like, yeah, I use Coinbase. Right. And I'm like, that's cool, but that's not really that's you want to step away
surface
from
level.
That should be like your that should be your entry into cryptocurrency. And then like after a few months of being like, okay, I got it on Coinbase, then you discover a little bit more and you branch out to maybe MetaMask or a hardware wallet or paper wallet.
Yeah.
And you start to like actually utilize crypto, especially like in 2022, like maybe in 2018 or something like that. If you were having that introduction to Coinbase, you would just stay on Coinbase and like maybe move it to a hardware wallet. But at this point, if you're like not utilizing DeFi or GameFi, NFTs or something like that, it's like, really, what are you doing in this space?
That's true.
Like, I'm actually kind of confused because there's all the other technologies that revolve around it now, and you're not taking advantage of any of them. But you jumped on Coinbase for speculative, asset, management. Like, what's that about? And like, especially in today's climate where the government's like, we'll shut down this and this and that.
That's true.
And well, you don't have a hardware wallet?
Yeah.
You don't want a paper wallet? You don't want anything? You want to learn about it? Get off of Coinbase. Get some of your funds off of Coinbase.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's good for onboarding though too, especially there's something about being able to tell people, hey, you don't have to buy in at all. You can go on and just start learning about coins and earn a little bit of them. I tell them about my Matic geez, I can't even remember which. There's a couple I had on that I earned for free, and they eventually hit pretty high highs, and you can either get your bag or reinvest like I did, and so that's a cool little story I can tell people that get them a little more interested. I think it's almost like, even though you can see it as FUD, all the Coinbase regulation talk, it's almost like, oh, they're being, I've heard about this. Yeah, they're in talks about being regulated. So it's like almost helps with the trust with some people, I think, that aren't in the industry and see it obviously as contrary to kind of the industry's decentralization. But for them, it actually helps, Oh, okay, that's cool. They're actually going to protect people,
Right. And that's why I can't be like totally negative against Coinbase. I do love Coinbase. I think it's a great platform. Similar to like I wouldn't be surprised if Cash App became similar to Coinbase in the future, honestly.
Right. I could see that.
But I do see it as a great product and a great onboarding product. The ability to earn some cryptocurrency, and that's what similar to what you were saying. That's always what I tell like my friends. They're like, "Yo, Smurf, not financial advice. I heard your videos, how do I get started?" And I'm like, "All right, yeah, like I would get a Coinbase account, get Coinbase, and have a if you can actually put some money in today, put a little bit of money in, and like if you wanted to spend 100, I'll tell them, try to teach them DCA at the beginning, dollar cost averaging. And I'm like, if you want to spend, if you have $100 to spend, and you're like, I'm going to put $100 into crypto today, pause yourself and say, I'm gonna put like $20 in today, and then you decide the time frame, but maybe tomorrow, maybe the next week, I'm gonna put $20 more in. And in the meantime, do the quizzes on Coinbase and learn about those cryptocurrency, and they're going to give you free crypto. Yeah. But in that way, you're also dollar cost averaging, which is a really important thing to learn about crypto and investing in general. And you're spreading out, the way that you're allocating those funds and the way that you're entering the market, instead of entering at one time and then it being like executive order tomorrow, and you're like, how does that affect the market?
Yeah.
And then you're like, this is how it affects the market, 15% down.
That's true.
And it's yeah. But you learn those things over time. So yeah, I always try to tell people that stuff. But like main points. Like Coinbase is, as I'm like get away from it and stuff like that. It's still a nice place to get onboarded to. It's just at this point in time, we have DeFi, we have games. Like you can, you know, for our Money Match Gaming people, I'm like, yeah, find a blockchain game that you like and start playing it, and play it like religiously, so that you can start earning something, and then like write about your experience on Hive blog, and like that's how you like if you never spend anything, you do Coinbase in the tutorials, and you write about your experiences on the Hive blog.
That's a great
play a blockchain
start.
game that you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, all three of those things. And then like if you throw in D Live because you want to stream too, then all of a sudden you have 4 funnels of actually making cryptocurrency consistently. And it's like, what you need like 6 or 7 to be like considered like a top investor. Like,
Right.
You're on your way.
Yep.
You're all of a sudden just making money, and you can't find it in other places. But like,
Well, and
like,
you're planting your flag in Web3, which is a whole nother conversation to have with people. But certain people understand that too. Like, hey, look, you might have never heard of crypto, but if you understand that, like, getting in early on Instagram before it was huge and how that would have benefited you, you'll see why being on these Web3 platforms early is going to benefit the brands that, are established there. So.
Yep. Yeah, couldn't agree more. It's always the case. And yeah, people, eventually they find out, but, when they find out, do they even take advantage of it? Most of the time not.
Yeah.
Execution, like there's learning something, learning that knowledge has been maybe hidden from you, or it took a while for you to understand, and then there's actually executing on that knowledge once you have it. And most people fail at both parts. So it's like,
yeah, that's interesting. The way well, the way Fight Legends is doing is interesting, because the way we look at the industry, GameFi specifically, it's like a lot of people do a lot of talking first, try and build first, build the hype, then build the game. For better or worse, we started building the game first. All of the early seed, investors are not even in the GameFi or crypto industry for a large amount, because our CEO, who's from the MMA side of things in Australia, was going through all his friends in that industry and getting early investment, as we brought in, the plan to bring in IRL athletes as we have. So I think part of it's just knowing, that we're doing it a little bit different. So there's going to be others out there that maybe are doing something similar to us, that are seemingly bigger, but don't at all have the game built out to the way we do. They don't have the team that we have. In fact, when our devs look at their gameplay, they're like, oh, this is stuff that you just get like with the
comes in a package.
Yeah, it's all packaged, and they're just throwing it on this skin, and that's why it's clunky, and it takes a little bit of time for us to fine tune everything. But now, as we play these demos, you see how smooth Ross is looking, implementing new moves and animations every week, and now we're starting to get a new player to come in, and we're slowly starting to show everyone the reason that you should be so much more bullish on this project than other ones, who again are putting out lots of shiny stuff. But then what's under the hood? Whereas us, we've got everything we need under the hood, and now we're starting to polish everything. So,
right, yeah, totally. And I mean, that's why I got my bloody face, because regardless of what the initial, I want to say like package or whatever the initial like look of a gaming project is, the fact that you have a working product is very important to me.
Sure.
As and I've been investing in DeFi games since I skipped out on Crypto Kitties, but I got my Splinterlands packs like right away, like early on, and it's like I needed to see something, and I trusted the Splinterlands devs, and so like I saw they were showing us, and like not only were they showing us, but they were letting, I'm not sure if you remember this back in what were then Steam days, but they were letting the community actually write out the cards, and the lore for the cards and stuff like that. So not only did you get the chance to write, and it's not like it was a ton of people, it was like you competing against 300 other people or something like that. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Like, well, you want to write something really good, actually give some time to it. You get to write the lore for this card and stuff. And that was really awesome. That people could not only to help design, but like write it out and stuff. But that was their way, and then then you were earning something from it. And so like that was back like 4 or 5 years ago now or something.
Yeah.
But that was before any other games had these earning opportunities to them and stuff like that. So the fact that this community was around and this game was around, where they were trying to give people that earnings factor back, because they knew that like yes, while we're having you buy these things, And I had already trusted the developers because I had like a working personal relationship with them, being somebody who coded early on Hive, and like they were helping me
Yep.
with things. But like, it's just obvious that they had the right type of intent and that they were working on putting that product out. And as they slowly rolled that out, they would let you see it in each form, not hold it like some companies will, like, like especially in AAA games, we got to wait another year before you get to see anything. And I'm like, no, bro. I'm not trying to have that, and like, not when you're investing in it. And like, in AAA gaming, you don't really invest in the earlier parts of things like that. They have their own investors and stuff. So, and those people get to see it behind the scenes. Otherwise, they wouldn't be investing.
Absolutely.
But in blockchain, it's all of us, and like it's a collective coming together to fund these projects. And so, if you don't get to see something, if you don't get to see, if I don't get this training room experience, if I don't get to see the fighters, if I don't get to see the mock-ups of the fighters before they went to this, which are all things that Fight Legends has done. They'll show you the drawings, and they show you the new map before it comes out, before you can play in it. Then they should, now everybody who's invested at a certain level can actually play the demo and stuff like that, and give their feedback and watch it increase. And you think there should be a new move there? Here's the new move. And this is all while things are in alpha or beta phases. And so that's just like, it's amazing to see that type of progression. But that's the type of thing that you look for in blockchain gaming. If you don't want to get screwed over like so many other people, and I've only been rug pulled like maybe once or twice in all of my crazy ass investments and stuff like that. And like, knock on wood, of course.
Yeah.
But like, I'll take some super risk with like some of my DeFi stuff or something like that. And it's just like, I'm just not gonna. But I'm also, I've learned a way to look at things, and I've never been rug pulled with any type of games or anything like that I invest in. And people will hit me up left and right, check out this new blockchain game or this and that. And I'm like, if it fails, it's because they didn't have enough funding or something like that. And they're transparent about it the whole way. But
so what do you think about like
rug pulled on a blockchain game?
If I go out there, say I'm looking to invest in an FPS, or there's several games that are seemingly in our Fight Legends kind of vertical. So if there's several different projects out there of a type of game you want, how do you think it's best to, as a consumer, to try those out? And is it basically just doing your own research? Because there might be multiple playable demos out there, but maybe a lot of it I think is onboarding into the project and who's behind the project, obviously, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's like who's behind the project is important, and being able to know who's behind the project. And I feel like even if they have like an alias or something like that, where they don't like necessarily give you their government name or something like that, they need to have a reputation. They need to have a reputation in the space of doing something successful. Like, I don't know, like the agroid and stuff like that from like
agroid or whatever.
I'm like, I don't like an Acid Joe and like all these other people and like that type of community. I don't know their actual names, but I know their reputation, and I've seen it, and I see how they care about the community and that they're not malicious actors. And so I look for people like that in these games. And so if I can see that within your gaming community, and I can see that you're actually working on community, and community is important to you, then that's more trust. Like, so the developers is a certain level of trust. You're actually trying to develop a community, and it's not just about, I see like some type of people like, they're supposedly developing a community. And this is where a lot of people get caught up on social media. They're like, they look at the numbers and like, oh, does this social media account have a large following? Like, that's not going to help you. That doesn't mean anything. In fact, if it's too large and they just came out, that's probably a red flag.
Right.
You know, why do they have 40,000 people and
start looking at those
less
followers?
Than 2,000 investors.
Yeah.
Why is it only 2,000 investors, 800 investors, and they got 40,000 followers? What's that about?
Yeah.
It's not even that expensive. Everybody can have a token or something like that. Look at the blockchain matrix too, and like you see, like nobody's like constantly investing in the blockchain. If it's blockchain side, I'm looking at the Explorer, seeing how many transactions are going through and stuff like that. When's the last time a transaction was made?
Right.
But that level of things, and then like you were saying, like actual development. Roadmap. So roadmap and actually hitting those milestones on a roadmap to some degree. And if they're not, like you can miss a roadmap milestone, that's cool. But if you don't have anything to show for it either, and you're missing those milestones, then I'm like,
it's a bad luck.
Yeah, I'm getting less and less, and like I probably like maybe I've invested at that point, probably haven't again, because like I'm pretty cautious with it. Because I get in early, but if there's nothing to play yet, then how early are you? Maybe too early. And that's when people get screwed over. But like again, Fight Legends has done things the opposite way around. As opposed to a lot of these other entities in blockchain gaming, where they'll just come out and their main stray is, well, we have a farm or something like that. So that there's developers that are used to copy and pasting farm code, and like that's not hard if you're a developer of that level and you know what you're doing. you can literally just copy and paste another farm stuff. So I want to see the innovation of your farm. Then I don't want to just see another farm that's failed, 100 times over.
Yeah.
What's your innovation? Somebody could come out with a farm that actually locks tokens up for 2 weeks, and I'd be like, thank God. What took so long for you to change the game?
Oh, someone's been paying attention.
Like, good goodness. Yeah, exactly. Seriously. So I'm like, we know, if you've been in the space, you understand certain things. But yeah, everybody else is just looking for a quick buck, and that's like oftentimes it gets people screwed over. I'm like, I'm not necessarily looking for a quick buck with this. I'm looking for to be a part of something big, and watch it grow. And that's how I make my investments, like actually believing in a project, believing in their vision, wanting to be a part of that.
Right.
And that'll make you stick around with the project. And if you want to stick with the project for those reasons, then you can imagine other people want to stick with the project for those reasons. And I think that's very apparent in this case.
Yeah, that's how you build the community up to launching and getting to the moon, and which is definitely where we're headed. Also such a cool alpha coming out. So make sure you're checking out the YouTube channel and following us on Twitch and all the socials to get updates. We got dev updates coming out every week. We've got these GameFi throwdowns. We've got regular Twitter spaces. So tons of info out there to keep everyone updated. And of course, Discord and all that too. So awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Look at the detail on this thing.
It's so nice.
Look at the. I'm like, not just the character, but you got to look around the map, honestly. And like, that's attention to detail, and like even trying things. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is all made by someone from the Street Fighter V alumni. Making all these awesome stages, and there's a whole bunch more to come. Behind me, we've got another one. The new marketplace stage is getting worked on. That's going to be awesome. Going to be a whole bunch of dynamic screens in there and that sort of thing. But yeah, so thank you so much, Smurf, for hanging out with us again. Smurf from Money Match Gaming. Tell us what you're doing for the rest of the week. What's going on with Money Match Gaming as we head out?
So this week we have our usual relaxed, kind of like our casual Halo night. We had a Smash Bros tournament this past Sunday, and I'll also be working on. I want to start moving into. This will be like our first blockchain game tournament, actually. But I want to do two different ways. I want to do like a tournament, and then also work on a King of the Hill type of event, which I'll probably incorporate some NFTs, so that we can, because the game that I want to do it with. Gods Unchained can sometimes it can be short matches or they can be really long matches.
Right.
And due to that, I want to like reward people an NFT that allows them to like maybe miss an event or two and come back and still have their record intact.
Nice.
And so working on that. But yeah, that's like my big work, as well as just social media content throughout the next week is our Halo night on Wednesday, and then working on a Gods Unchained tournament and King of the Hill style event, so we can start doing that. Starting maybe even just next week.
Cool.
I like to have like at least a week or two.
Of course.
But I also don't want it to be too long, because I'm very much about getting out there and starting. But yeah, promotion is also important.
So how do you organize your esports tournaments? What are you using an third-party application or?
Yep. Yeah. So we're using third-party applications. We might access another it's another third-party one, but challenge soon, and like integrate that within our Discord. But currently we're using Smash GG, which is also integrated with our Discord. We like to integrate things with our Discord. So we've also integrated that with our Discord for a points and reward system where people can actually earn. So it's kind of like a play to earn system, where they can actually earn points per round of the bracket. As long as they're registered within our system. But we use Smash GG just because it's a nice tournament setup and allows people to chat and stuff like that. And again, our whole thing is, building that community. We have, bigger, envisions and plans and stuff like that for the future of Money Match Gaming. But the most important thing to us is community, and building that place and that base. Before, otherwise, and I've had this conversation with our CEO before, the Infinite, and I was like, there's no point in us having a super fancy website, which we, spend tens of thousands of dollars on and stuff like that, if there's no community to go to that website.
Sure.
It's just pointless.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so what would you say are the differences between Smash GG, which I assume you can, it's not just for Smash Brothers, and Challenge? What are why would you use one over the other? Anything particular?
Yeah. So Smash GG, using it just because, number one, because it has a audience base. They have their own audience that's used to going to that website and looking for tournaments. And so if we're doing Smash Bros tournaments, Oh my goodness, Smash GG Smash.
Right.
But no, if we're doing Smash Bros tournaments, it's very apparent that there's an audience of Smash Bros players that are used to going to that website and searching for events. And so that's one reason we use it. But other than that, it's also just a very polished website.
Okay.
Where the funnel, the process of going into signing up for an event, adding things like, and these are things the challenge doesn't have. Like, okay, well, you signed up for this event. To totally sign up for the tournament, you need to also follow us on Twitch. Otherwise, you don't get access to the tournament. You can set that as a requirement or not.
And that's on Smash GG.
On Smash GG.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can, other things. So you can have multiple things that they have to do. Like, so it could be that. It could be they also need to follow you on Twitter. It could be they also need to have you on Discord. And most of the time, we just make people actually join our Discord for communication purposes, really. Like,
right.
Like, yes, it's nice that they're joining our Discord, but also so we can communicate with you consistent. Like, if we need to ping you or something like that, we don't have to go find what match you're in. They have a lovely display board of all the matches, and you can see all the matches that are actually happening at a time. You set all these different timers and stuff like that.
Okay.
Disqualification timers, round timers, so how long a round should be going. Just different ways of breaking down your bracket. You can do just straight up matchmaking systems within Smash GG. So sometimes we'll just have like a ladder matchmaking night. You can have your own matchmaking system run through Smash GG.
Right.
And that can just run 24/7 if you want it to run 24/7, or you can put it on time limit. And as an admin, you can toggle it on and toggle it off. And since Smash GG is also integrated with our Discord, we can have matchmaking systems that we already have matchmaking of our own type in our Discord, which we've just created.
Mm-hmm.
But using Smash GG, then we can also do a matchmaking event, and every match that people win, they also earn our points and rewards tickets. And so like it's like a cheaper way of them, because like otherwise our tickets are matchmaking system for tickets. It's kind of like I put up my tickets and you put up your tickets, and so it can get more expensive for players.
Okay.
To do a bunch of matches, but in
Right.
this sense, they have to do like a one-time entry fee, and then they can have a bunch of matches and matchmaking.
Oh. And is it like, so you would members of your community would go to Smash GG and just sign up for whatever tournament, like the coming tournament that's at the top of the hour, sort of thing?
Yep.
Okay, those are cool. So I know it's like Splinterlands is one of the ones I know that does that, something similar with like just regular tournaments you can enter, and I think their level, obviously there's going to be matchmaking there, like you said, so that I'm not getting blown out of the water by someone that's super good, like someone from Dev or something like that. So that's cool. Yeah, obviously when we're talking about what Money Match Gaming does, I always have Fight Legends in the back of my mind and how we can implement that kind of stuff, or even work with Money Match Gaming in the future. Of course, that's something that's always on both of our plates potentially in the future there as we move forward with our businesses. So yeah, absolutely. Thanks again for joining us, Smurf, and make sure everyone to check out Money Match Gaming there on Twitter, follow them, and get involved. And we'll see you next time.
All right. Yeah.
All right,
Thanks for having me.
Yep.